It's easy to be good to people that are being good to us. It doesn't take much faith to be kind, to show favor to someone that's kind to us. But what about when people do us wrong? They're talking bad about us. They weren't honest in a business deal. They walked out of a relationship. The last thing we think about is being good to them. They don't deserve it. But Jesus said, bless those that curse you. Do good to those that hurt you. Pray for those that mistreat you. One test we all have to pass is being good to people that have not been good to us. Everything in you will say, hold a grudge, talk about them, look for ways to get even. But your job is not to pay people back. Your job is to bless your enemies. You be the blesser, and God will take care of your enemies. When it says to pray for those that have done you wrong, that doesn't mean pray that they'll go bankrupt. Pray that new girl will leave. Pray that God will bless them. Joel, they don't deserve it. They hurt me. It wasn't fair. You're not blessing them for their sake. You're blessing them for your sake. Without you showing them kindness that they don't deserve, you'll get stuck. It will limit how high you can go. That person at the office that left you out of the meeting, they did it on purpose. Don't be surprised if you're in charge of inviting people to the next meeting. You'll be tempted to think, thank you, Jesus. It's payback time. I'm going to invite everyone except them. I'm going to invite the cleaning crew, the parking lot attendants, the weekend volunteers. That's a test. They did you wrong. Now here's your opportunity to be good to someone that wasn't good to you. If you leave them out, it's not hurting them, it's hurting you. Blessing your enemies is a test of your character. They don't need your blessing. God could have somebody else do it. But when you prove to God that you're not bitter, you're not vindictive, you're not holding a grudge, you're big enough to swallow your pride and bless them, then God knows you're ready to be promoted. The reason God can't promote some people is they would use that power to get even. They would fire the 6 people that did them wrong, demote the 12 people that talked about them, drive by their enemy's house every night in their new car. Look at me now. No, God is not going to promote us to pay somebody back. The sooner you learn to bless your enemies, to be good to those that have done you wrong, the better off you're going to be. And sometimes the way you bless your enemy is by not talking bad about them. They may not even be in your life. They've done the damage and moved on. They're in a different chapter. You could bring up all the negative, tarnish their reputation, tell your friends how they have no character, they're dishonest, they played around. Instead, you zip it up. You cover for them. You protect their reputation. You just blessed your enemy. You just showed God you're ready to go higher. Proverbs says, if your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap coals of fire on his head, and the Lord will reward you. When you do good to those that have done you wrong, it may feel like you're being weak. You're letting them take advantage of you. The truth is, that's putting coals on their head. And that doesn't mean they're going to burn up. It means that is more effective than trying to pay people back. My brother Paul was overseas earlier this year operating on people that had been injured in the war. There's a group trying to harm innocent people, doing so much damage and causing so much heartache. And Paul didn't just operate on the innocent people. They would bring soldiers in from the other side, the ones causing all the trouble. After an operation, 2 of these men were talking. They didn't know Paul was around the corner with an interpreter. One said to the other, why are we trying to kill these people? They love us. They treat us with respect and kindness. What they felt that day was more powerful than any machine gun, any explosive. Love is the most powerful force that we have. Will you be good to someone that's done you harm? Will you let go of the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, and give your enemy food when he's hungry? When you're merciful, you're not lessening what they did. They may have hurt you. It wasn't right. You're not excusing their actions. But when you're the bigger person, when you're kind, even though they don't deserve it, not only does that have a great impact on them, but that frees you to go to a higher level. Be good to those that have done you wrong. Let God take care of the people that have hurt you. You don't have to pay them back. You're not the judge. You're not the jury. Leave it in God's hands.